When Samuel grew old, he made his sons judges in Israel. The older son was named Joel, and the younger one, Abijah. They were judges in Beersheba. But they did not follow their father's example. They were interested only in making money. So they accepted bribes, and they did not decide cases honestly. Then all the leaders of Israel met together, went to Samuel in Ramah, and said to him,
"We want a king. We want a king. Your sons are old and they're wicked.
We need a king like all our neighboring countries."
If you have a king, he'll rule over you. He'll take your sons and your chariots and your best fields. And you'll cry out to God, but it'll be too late.
So the Lord said to Samuel, "Heed their voice, give them a king." Samuel anointed Saul to be the first king of Israel. At first, Saul obeyed the Lord, but then he chose to serve himself over God. And God chose another man to be king. His name was King David. King David was known as a man after God's own heart. After David, his son Solomon became king. Solomon's son, Rehoboam, however, had a disagreement with his official named Jeroboam.
Now my father laid down a heavy yoke, but I will make the yoke even harder. We have a lot of work to do, and we're going to need to work.
No, we've already been slaves in Egypt.
We have a
We
lot
don't want to be slaves again to you.
No, we're going to
We need to follow God. No!
Come on!
Jeroboam! Jeroboam! No! Jeroboam! 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 Jeroboam!
All right, let's go.
Yeah!
And the kingdom was divided.
Hello, Cosmic Ranger.
Oh, I don't understand this really. I've got the kings of the United Kingdom, Saul, David, and Solomon, but I need help once the kingdom split to Israel and Judah.
Israel's kings after the divided kingdom: Jeroboam, Nadab, Baasha.
Oh, Eli! Wait, too fast and way too many. Maybe let's just try Judah's instead.
Judah's kings after the divided kingdom: Rehoboam,
Yep, I got that one.
Abijah,
Spelled like it sounds, okay?
Asa,
Yep.
Jehoshaphat.
Jehoshaphat who? Alright, yeah, this isn't working. How many were there?
North was Israel, 19 kings. South was Judah, 20 kings.
Okay, just skip the names. Can you please help me out?
When you do the kingdom motions, you start by saying united. Because for 3 kings, Saul, David, and Solomon, they were united. Then turn your hands as you say divided. Try that with me. Kingdom, united, then divided. Raise your hands as you say north, then squat down as you say south. To remember that Israel is in the north, you will raise your hands and say Israel, then squat down for Judah. The northern tribes of Israel had 19 kings, while the southern tribe of Judah had 20 kings. 0 of the kings in the north were good, and only 8 of the kings in the south were good. So when you put it together, it will look like this: north, south, Israel, Judah, 19, 20, 0, 8. Very good.
Throughout the years of the divided kingdom, many men were sent by God to warn his people.
This statue is our God. His name is Baal. Worship and bow to him.
Israel, repent and turn away from your idols. If anyone sets himself against God and sets idols in his heart, God will set his face against.
hope, and a Messiah will come. Unto us a child is born. Unto us a son is given. The government will be upon his shoulders, and his name will be called Wonderful Counselor, Everlasting God, Mighty Father, Prince of Peace. A Messiah will come.
Nevertheless, the Israelites would not hear, but they stiffened their necks, rejected his laws and his covenant, and they followed idols. Therefore, the Lord was angry and removed them from his sight. The nation of Assyria came in and attacked the northern tribes of Israel and scattered them all over.
Okay, Israel, move it! Get on here, move it! Get on! Move it!
Over 100 years later, the Babylonian armies came to attack the southern tribes of Judah.
Alright, Judah, I need the strongest men! Let's go, you! And you, come on! Go! Get out! Come on! Breaking my stuff!
King Nebuchadnezzar and the Babylonians came and took the people right out of their own land of Judah and brought them to a faraway place as captives.
Yeah, I need the rest of you now! Come on, let's go! Go, go, go! Get up there! Go! What are you doing? Come on! Run away like a... Get up there!
The northern kingdom of Israel was scattered, never to return. But the southern kingdom of Judah did return to Jerusalem after 70 years of being exiled in Babylon.
Okay, line it up. Come on. Ithamar, bye-bye, Shekinah, Lod. Right behind me. Come on. Here we go. We got a long way to journey back. Come on, we got to go all the way back to Jerusalem. All 900 miles of it. Woo! Who's ready to go back home? Yeah, all right. Nice. Woo! Man, oh man. Going back to Jerusalem. Woo-hoo! 70 years. 70 years. We're finally going back. Ooh. Only 200 more miles to go. We're almost there, boys. Woo! Woo! Oh, we're here. We made it back.
When the people of Judah did return to Jerusalem, they found their city and temple ruined. They had a lot of work to do to rebuild it, but they learned more about God's justice, faithfulness, and love throughout the journey.
Whoa, so everyone got kicked out of their own country?
Yes, everyone was kicked out for a time. God had warned them through prophets. God is serious when he gives us commands.
And because Israel and Judah didn't obey, they got dragged away by those soldiers?
Yes, sin always means separation from God.
I guess so. I mean, it makes sense. So there were 19 kings of Israel and 0 were good, and ouch. Oh. Hey Gina, I hate to ask this, but can you help me remember the rest of today's lesson?
I was hoping you'd ask.
Next, act like you are bowing down to an idol, which you should never do, and say, worshipped idols, then put your hands by your mouth and say, prophets warned. Let's try that together. Worshipped idols, prophets warned. The prophets also told of the coming Messiah, which was Jesus. And we will say, prophets foretold. All together, it looks like this. Worshipped idols, prophets warned. Coming Messiah, prophets foretold. To remember that Assyria came and took the northern tribes of Israel, raise your hand and say, Assyria. Babylon took the southern tribes of Judah, so we'll bend down and say, Babylon. Assyria ended up scattering the northern Israelites, never to return. Babylon later returned some of them. So it will look like this. Assyria, Babylon, scattered, returned. After that, there were 400 years of, yes, silence. So you put your finger over your mouth and go. So the motions for kingdom look like this. Kingdom, united, then divided. North, South, Israel, Judah, 1920-08. Worshipped idols, prophets warned. Coming Messiah, prophets foretold. Assyria, Babylon, scattered, returned. 400 years.
Wow, that's a crazy story, but I wonder if there's anything more to the story.
Yes, after the return to Jerusalem, and after we read about the rebuilding of the temple and the walls in Ezra and Nehemiah, there are over 400 years of silence in the Bible.
400 years of silence, what do you mean?
For 400 years, we don't have record of what's happening in Jerusalem. The Bible doesn't give us all the details.
Oh, so we just know that they made it back and lived happily ever after?
Not quite yet. God was waiting for just the right time. You see, when everything was ready, He was sending
Gina, can I just please have a break? I'm really tired.
Yes, and tomorrow we will hear the great news, and that will be less of a workout.